here she is, my friends. So cute. Oh my goodness. My little bird's here. The little baby bird. Gorgeous collage pack for today for this piece. 6 pages again. 3 pages of birds, all different kinds of birds. So that is super exciting for your creating. And then I used, there is 3 pieces, the front, and then this is actually the back. I used the front for my pieces, for this piece. And then, let's see, where's the other, and then this piece here, you'll get the quote, and then you'll also get a blank one, so if you want to put your own quote in there, you can do that as well. So 6 pages of collage pack goodness. This is still part of the mother load that I talked about that I got. Oh my gosh, it makes me happy. And then I used this stencil for the background with my gesso. That stencil, and I don't think I used any other stencils. I used stamps, breaking out the stamps. So I used these, let's see. These are really super duper old. This is a Recollections. This is, I don't know, random. But these are probably 15 years old, maybe. I don't know, something like that. So use those, charcoal pencil, matte medium, gesso, acrylic paints, some glaze to kind of soften some of my paint colors. Oh, and I used inks. I've been pulling these out too, just because I like the effect, like I can drop it. So I've got a couple of inks here. This is Dr. Martin's, yes, yeah. This is Higgins. And then I used my fingers and just kind of dabbed it in there. And I think that's all. It's pretty straightforward. No quickie for this because it's pretty basic, pretty straightforward. But you can get the stencil and the collage pack and I'll have a link for you. I will have a link for you. So this piece has kind of been it's been percolating in my soul. Let's see, a couple weeks ago, I don't know how long ago it was now, I went up and met some family in Chicago. My brother and my sister and then daughter are in Chicago. And so all of them and their kids, and so there was lots of family there, and my husband's brother came, 2 daughters were there. So everybody kind of drove in as much as possible. And family's always a hard thing. Family dynamics can be really, really awesome and sometimes really, really hard. And no family is perfect. There's not the perfect family out there. It just doesn't exist. Mine is a perfect example of, instead of like a family tree, we have like a family bush. I think most of you know that I didn't find my brothers and sisters until probably 17 years ago or so. I lost my mom when I was 15 to cancer, and my father, I didn't know. He left when I was around 7 or 8, somewhere in there. And so my family is all over the place. I have a sister by my mom. We have different fathers, and then my brothers and sisters, we all had the same father, different mothers. So it's very, very complicated. And then my own personal family, not the outside part of the family, but my own personal family. You know my story. We are a blended family. We have 6 kids, 3 from me and 3 from my husband. So that's kind of the family. It is very, very complicated. But more and more families are like that. And even if you don't have that dynamic and your parents have been together forever, my husband's parents have been married for, I don't know, 60 some years, there's still family stuff. So family is very difficult. And I just want to say that sometimes we get so caught up in the hurt and the pain and the stuff that had happened through childhood and through family dynamics, sibling rivalry and different things like that, that the hurt is so great that we don't let it go, and it causes a divide. And my quote down here, because I was looking for a quote for family, because I had such a great time with my brother and sister, and it's so important because I finally feel like I belong somewhere. I have my own family and I belong there, and I'm the mama and all that kind of stuff. Still, the other part of my family life was really missing, and I'm working really hard to try and build relationships there, and I'm not perfect, and there's a lot of things that I need to work on. But I decided to write my own because nothing seemed to work for a family situation. So I wrote, "We are not perfect. We struggle. We are broken and blended. We are learning to love. We are finding the good. We are covered by grace. We are family." So I grew up with really no brothers and sisters around. So having this dynamic now with a brother and sister, not ever knowing them until adulthood, it's a learning process for me to be engaged and involved as a family, and I'm sure probably for them too. But what struck me the more that we get together is that family can be many things for all of us. There's loss and abuse and all of those damaging things that happen within family. And if we can take the time to work on our own stuff that we have accumulated because of family, and then let it go and offer forgiveness, it can begin to decrease the divide among family members. And our family is so important. That's the place where we're supposed to have each other's back. We can disagree and we can, all of those things. So many different personalities in a family. Oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, this is the place where you belong. And it doesn't mean we don't set boundaries. It doesn't mean we don't protect ourselves from damaging family members. It just means that somewhere in there we realize that this is our group, and we love and we forgive. Now, sometimes you don't have family, and that was me for a long, long time. And even after I went through my divorce, I lost all the family network that I had there. So you can create your own family and begin to build a network of belonging in that family. And if we can just remember in our groups, whether it be a family that you create or the family that God gave you, that we're not perfect, that we do struggle, that we are broken, and that we are blended. and that every day is an opportunity to learn to love someone where they're at. And if we could find the good in our family members, just one thing. Sometimes personalities are very strong, but if you can set that aside and find a good thing, again, it will decrease that divide and begin to build bonds again if they are broken. So my friends, this is kind of where I've been, and learning my role in my family and with my brothers and sisters, and feeling an incredible gratefulness for a belonging. And we don't know each other that well. We're learning to love each other, learning to get to know each other. There are years that we, missed together. And lots of damage and abuse and different things that go into this whole story. But if I can take a step back, work on myself, work on my issues, and then take into effect that we're all just human, and we all can learn to love and decrease the divide. It'll change everything. All right, my friends, you are my family too. This group is amazing and wonderful, and I love you for all that you do for me. And I hope your Sunday is awesome, and I hope you always, always know that you are loved.